Hi, I'm Sephoroid. I want to introduce you to the classes of a merc and tell you a little bit about the mercenary gameplay in VMR. Here we have three classes. It's a classic merc, disruptor and hunter. As you can see, the mercenaries are having different gadgets and different weapons. They have the same detectors, though while classic and disruptor are having the ATS, which is acoustic targeting system. It basically is a detector which is detecting the sound that spies are making around you. They are focused on that detector. They are the mercenaries that will mainly follow the sound, and the RFD, which is radio frequency detection detector, is being a little bit weaker in range. The hunter class is the opposite. He's having the strongest, the most range detector of the radio frequency waves, so he's able to detect spies using electricity gadgets further, though his acoustic detector is having a little less range. It's not a big difference, it's just cosmetic, I guess. It's not something that is changing the classes really much. So Hunter is having the sniper rifle and D50. D50 is the SMG weapon, which is used basically as an assault rifle. It's all the same for all of the classes of mercs. It's not really accurate weapon. It's good for close range damaging, and it's having a bonus for a damage if someone is below 5 meters away from a merc. So it does a lot, much more damage in that range. The other weapon is a sniper rifle. It's not the same for all classes. Classic merc is having a little bit more zoom in a scope than a disruptor, and basically disruptor and hunter classic rifle is basically the same. The main thing that is different about them is though the gadgets. As classic merc and disruptor are having exactly the same gadgets, the hunter is having trophy, which allows him to destroy, for example, EMP grenades trying to fly into the terminal and destroy some of the security gadgets, or a sticky camera or any other stuff like this. The thing he doesn't have is a proximity mine, so it's kind of a switch. He has a trophy instead of proximity mine. Okay, let's choose a disruptor.
Protect the terminals. Deadly force is authorized.
Have all the same statistics.
Time to go to work, boys.
They don't differ that much, like I said. It's not like spies. This is the SMG weapon that I talked about. It's having infinite ammo. It's being not really accurate if you hip fire. If you move, it's less accurate. If you crouch, it gets more accurate, but not too much. If you don't crouch, yeah, it's just a spread weapon. And now here's a sniper rifle. You aim with a green dot laser. It's super accurate if you use a scope. If you don't use a scope, it's not accurate at all. So I suggest you to use it in the further distance where you can actually use a scope and hit a spy. It's a high damage weapon. One body shot is taking like 99% of the damage, so 2 shots are basically a kill, and 1 headshot is also a kill. What is the goal of the mercenary in VMR? In VMR we have 3 terminals, like in the original game from the beginning, that we have to protect. Though it's a little bit different from original game, because those terminals won't close after being hacked, and we get no notification about the main part of the hacking, which is hacking in front of the terminal, pretty close to it. Its long part, its main part, because it's a long part of the hacking, and later Spy triggers remote hacking, which is pretty short. It's not enough to be notified about starting remote part of the hacking, because about this part you are being notified, and to come for a terminal and save it, because by that time when you come here, Spy can be everywhere, and you're not have just enough time to check every possible spot. So unless you're super lucky, you won't defend the terminal this way. And that's why in VMR you have a lot of intel devices and proximity mines. You have a resupply pack, which you can use 10 times, but the interaction of using the ammunition pack is really long, so you have to use it as your terminals are being saved from hacking. Okay. You have to also hide it pretty well, because it's a really powerful tool. Without it you won't get any security gadgets, and without security gadgets you won't be able to defend all of the 3 terminals. So you cannot let the spies to destroy it. You have to hide it pretty well to get supplies every time you get out of the gadgets. The first thing you want to do when you respawn as a merc is to put some gadgets on the closest terminal. You have to split the terminals between you and your friends. So basically B is a common terminal that you share, and one of you is taking C and one of you is taking A. And if the B is secured at least with 1 gadget on the terminal, you go to C. So what you want to do in here is to secure the whole terminal area as quick as you can, and as tight as you can, so you are sure that none of the spies will slip through without your knowledge. And basically you do this by in most simple way by securing all of the entrances to the terminal. So every time the spy wants to enter, you will be notified about destruction of one of your gadgets. And when your terminal is being secured in pretty good way, the most important gadget is the one on the terminal, because they won't get to the terminal while it's there. They have to destroy it. You go back to the common shared terminal and leave some extra security in here, just to not lose the terminal. Why this way? Why that many security gadgets? Because as I told you, you don't have enough time to react on hacking like in the original game. If they, for example, now start hacking C, in the original game I don't have to worry about securing that area, because if the hacking starts, I'm being notified, and I have enough time to come here, to look around for spies, to get killed, to respawn, to come here again, and to save a hack. In VMR you don't have time, you have to prepare in advance. So as soon as your gadget security fails and some intruder is in the terminal, you want to find him and eliminate him and fix the security hole that he's made. Because you cannot let him to start the hack and to complete the hack. So this is important, and this is much different from the original game, because in the original game it's not a challenge to get to the terminal, it's a challenge to survive the remote hacking part. In here, surviving the remote hacking part is like nothing, it's easy. The most difficult part is to start a hack to get to the terminal, to bypass all of these gadgets and security and avoid merc detection, merc spotting you actually. So another different thing is the damage system, because spy HP won't regenerate so fast like in the original game. So your damage that you do is not as big as it was in the original game, and your effectiveness is more about bleeding out spy instead of instantly killing him. So for example, if I see spy in here, I hit some bullets in him, he won't die immediately, he'll probably escape, because in the VMR I brought back the idea of cat and mouse gameplay, so spy is not able to hurt you in any way if you see him. He's only able to escape, or his partner is able to get you from behind, but he is the victim basically as soon as he's in your flashlight. The only option for him is to escape, so you're not afraid of spies, you're not afraid of walking around the map, you're the cat in here. The spies, on the other hand, won't be trying to fight with you. They will try to escape, stay alive, and you won't have much chance to kill him instantly, because every time you spot him with your flashlight, he will try to just break the light of sight. So you have to shoot him a couple of times, and when he escapes, he usually just triggers your security devices, so you know where he is next and what is the route he's escaping from you. You can just give a tip to your teammate to go from the other side, or you just follow him and bleed him out until he's died, because his HP won't regenerate until he uses an adrenaline, if it's Predator or Impulse Scout. So that's also different. The interactions for a spy are, he can kill you from DFA, though the range is not big, like from here he could not kill you. You need to be really close to let him kill you. So you want to be careful about every spot that may be DFA. That spy may DFA on you. Though it's not as big issue as in the original game because of the range. Range is pretty small. You have to be really stupid merc to get caught by the DFA range. And I think it's fair, because if you get in the situation where a spy is directly above you, it's your own fault and you are punished for that, because you wasn't careful enough. Spies can also get you from behind, not side, not front, so you have to be also careful about checking corners and dark spots around you, because spy blends really well into the shadows and are really silent, so usually you won't hear them behind you unless they are sprinting. You depend on your ATS and EMF detection, so if the spy is making noises sprinting somewhere, you get little icons on the bottom of your screen showing the direction and intensity of the sound, so you are able to tell if someone is sprinting on you from behind. Also the EMF detection that you're equipped with is showing you only the direction of the electricity source. So for example, if spy is using through wall vision mode, you can detect the direction of him or his sticky camera while it's being used. You have to also be careful about the sticky cameras, because those are not making beep sound anymore, but in favor of a merc they are not able to be used as a frag grenade. So spy needs to use it in advance, place it somewhere before you get there, because it will have like 4 seconds delay before he can explode it after viewing through it. If he's for example there and throws a sticky cam in here, don't panic, because you have like 4 seconds until he will get the ability to detonate that sticky cam. Though if the sticky cam was there, for example, all along, like maybe from 5 to 6 seconds before, and spy is already watching through it for more than 4 seconds, you come here and he can detonate it instantly on you. So you have to be careful on that and watch your EMF tracking to get knowledge of those gadgets and spies. Yeah, so that's the basic stuff. As I said, the terminals won't close after hack, so even if they hack C, you have to still guard it and still secure it, because they can hack it again and again and win the match by only hacking C. So every terminal is important. You have no really time to wander around the map or visiting the spawn points, because you cannot leave those areas being not guarded, or you cannot make too much distance from those terminals, because if they start to destroy your gadgets, you have to be close to react fast enough on this. Good mercenaries always share the information with each other, so that's why I recommend using some kind of voice chat, because without sharing information you don't have the awareness needed to track the spies and to do basically anything, because you want to know if your friend is having 1 or 2 spies on his terminal, so you are free to breathe easily in your terminals and do some extra securing of the area with your gadgets while he's struggling with 2 spies, for example. Or you wanna come to B, for example, to be closer to him in case they kill him. Yeah, in case the spy will tase you, it really doesn't mean nothing, because it's not like in the original game when they can tase and kill you from the front. They can tase and kill you from the back, though you're able to turn around while being tased, which is super cool, as they will have difficult time to get your back. And the other thing is, like, you're still able to melee spies while being tased. So using tasing in VMR as an assault technique is really not effective at all. Using tasing in VMR is mainly just to slow down the merc from saving the terminal, or stop him from killing you and escape. Yeah. That's the most and about the gadgets, proximity mine is really similar to that in the original game. It has a little bit more range, but nothing special. A little bit more delay before explosion, so the spy is able to detonate it and back off to not get killed if he's quick enough. Though the thing you need to worry about is the EMP crossbow, because it's the weapon of the spies, which is able to detonate your security camp from a certain distance. So if spy is at the medium distance from that mine, and I'm not aware of him in here, and I'm being close to that mine, he's able to detonate it with an EMP bolt, and I'm dead. Which I don't want to happen. So whenever I place the security mine, I try to avoid being too close to it, because it can be used against me. The other thing is that EMP crossbow, if you get shot by EMP crossbow, your flashlight goes off for a pretty long time. So you also want to avoid the being shot with a taser or EMP crossbow. And if the spy is aiming at you, you usually are able to see the green laser dot if it's in your field of view, and if it's behind you, you know you're pretty much fucked. But don't worry, after some time your flashlight will go back and you're still able to see everything. If it goes down and you get shot with your EMP crossbow, you can use an intel device somewhere close to you in case the spy is trying to swim through the shadows on your back, or just back off to the lit area to buy you some time and get back the flashlight. Though spies won't be very aggressive, it's not original blacklist, they won't attack you from the front, they are afraid of you, and in case you die, it's only 10 seconds for you of respawn, if I remember it correctly, and for them, if they die, it's more than 40 seconds of respawn, so it doesn't really pay off to try to kill merc aggressively. They will rather try to hide and kill you when you are not aware about their position. Also, as a mercenary, you have to remember that main goal of the spies is hacking one of those 3 terminals which are available all the time. And usually what spies will try to do is to distract you away from the terminal by using gadgets or showing up to you, so they will try to taunt you to chase them away from the terminal, and they do this usually when the other teammate is being close to the terminal. He has opportunity to hack it, and while you chase this one, that terminal is being taken away from you. And when you realize it's being just distraction, it's not usually enough time to go back and save the day on the terminal area. So you have to be really careful about what you do. You have to read the spies' thoughts from what they're doing and try to see through their actions. And if the spy is showing to you on purpose somewhere like here, you should think why, because they know they have no power over you when you spot them. They should be trying to hide from your field of view. If they are in your field of view being suspiciously available for shooting, chasing or something like this, you should ask yourself why, and get some checking on your terminals if you have your security being harmed, or if you have an intruder somewhere over the terminal. It really takes some time to learn watching on the hood detectors, because they don't give you sound indication, so you have to really pay attention to them all the time. Like I said, it takes some time because it's not a motion tracker that is beeping all the time, and it's easy to notice it. It's just a little bit subtle. Okay, and I think that's the most important about the mercenary gameplay. If you try to play in the original game style while you not placing any gadgets and waiting for hacking to start so you can go back to the terminal and finish off spies, it won't work in VMR. In VMR you have to secure the areas with your gadgets and keep them secured by all the time. If you notice your gadget being destroyed, you have to go and check where was it to fix the hole and to not let anyone slip in, because it's different. In here you have no power. It's not like spies lit in the dark and when they are close to you they blend out of shadows. Here you can just bypass a spy being like this close to you, and you don't want them to be around you in the terminal area. This is your safe area, you don't want any intruders in here. Okay, I guess that's it about the mercenaries and their gameplay basics. I think everything will be more clear after watching the spy tutorials on how they should play and figuring out rest of the rules and interactions between merc and
30
spies.
seconds. Repeat, 30 seconds.
So, see you in next video, and thanks for attention.